The Instagram model who cured her cancer and made millions.
The health and wellness industry is worth over $4.5 trillion. That's more than the GDP of Mexico, Canada, and Australia combined. There's a lot of money to go around, so it should come as no surprise that the industry is full of scumbags who prey on people's anxieties. From Gwyneth Paltrow to the Liver King, there's no shortage of grifters and degenerates peddling snake oil to unsuspecting consumers.
But you see the recent Liver King TikToks? Him saying that, like, he's going on a no-eating diet. He's, like, full fasting and he only eats salt. I'm like, bro, you don't eat salt. Like, no one eats salt.
They sell you courses that don't teach you anything, supplements that don't fix anything, and NFTs that aren't worth anything. There's very little that these people won't do for a quick buck. But never in a million years did I think somebody would fake cancer for money and fame. Well, that isn't.
I feel like there's multiple people that have faked cancer. But that's fucked to do. Like, that might be one of the worst fucking things you could fake. Faking that you have cancer? Bro, oh my God. Like, I would feel like the amount of karma for that shit, too. Holy shit.
But the 25-year-old has turned her cancer diagnosis into a positive, believe it or not.
5 years ago, I was diagnosed with terminal cancer.
She was diagnosed with terminal cancer a few years ago. After trying the traditional treatment methods, she turned to Whole Foods to heal herself instead.
They didn't fact check her. Somebody says, "Hey, I had terminal brain cancer and I solved it myself." I would say, "Wow, what a great news story. Can you show me that you had cancer first?" Buddy said she ate at Whole Foods and that fixed it.
Belle Gibson is someone who became famous in Australia because she claimed to have beaten terminal brain cancer using natural remedies and nutrition.
It's all a lie, a great big lie. She doesn't have cancer, never did.
Police have visited the Melbourne home of Belle Gibson after revelations that her...
Mel Gibson and Belle Gibson, bro. I thought that was Mel Gibson first. I was like, that is not Mel Gibson.
Claims she had cancer, which she used to create a wellness empire, may have been false.
You believed her. You know, you thought that her story had been checked out.
The 27-year-old duped thousands of followers into buying her wellness app and cookbook.
Belle Gibson is not a victim. She is a fraud.
Is that a crime? Is that illegal? Because I feel like they're just covering this saying like, oh, she did this and it was fucked up. But like, I feel like you saying you have cancer. And is that like, that would, if anything, be more so like, yeah, it's fraud. It's fraud, it's false advertising, it's a lot of things because she's advertising her novel saying she has cancer. Imagine all the people with cancer who probably stopped treatment because of her. Yeah, there's probably people that died because of her.
Belle Gibson was born on October 8th, 1991. She grew up with a disabled mother and an autistic brother. And from a young age, she was forced to take care of both her mom and her brother. And by age 12, she had already moved out of the house. At 16, she dropped...
Age 12 moved out? The fuck?
Fast forward to 2009, Belle was working at a call center when she began experiencing memory loss, dizziness, difficulty walking, and vision problems. I'm legally blind. But when she told her doctor about her symptoms, he kind of blew her off. He figured she was just another broad being dramatic, so he prescribed her some Prozac and sent her home. But it turns out she wasn't being dramatic at all. Just a week after visiting the doctor, Belle passed out on the toilet at work and woke up in the ICU. And that's when she got the worst news of her life.
That happens to me all the time.
She was told that she just had a stroke. And even worse, she had inoperable brain cancer. She only had 4 months to live. But hey.
Oh, this is the fake story.
Belle tried chemotherapy and radiation, but it wasn't working. In fact, it made the cancer even worse. 2 months into her treatment, Belle lost consciousness again, this time in the middle of a park. Very embarrassing. At this point, she decided she was done listening to health professionals, and she was going to treat herself the old-fashioned way. So she started researching alternative medicines, but the clock was ticking.
Somebody fakes cancer and their story is just the story of Walter White. Somewhere along the lines, they just divert and they just don't make meth. And they're like, I actually just started getting into Whole Foods.
But after a few sleepless nights, she came across something called Gerson therapy. Now, I had actually never heard of this, but the guy who invented it claims that it can cure cancer. It involves taking a lot of vitamins, drinking at least 13 glasses of juice per day, cutting out meat, dairy, sugar, gluten, and everything else that's delicious. And finally, doing up to 5 coffee enemas per day.
Do y'all know what an enema is? Some people probably don't. An enema is when you basically shove liquid up your ass. It's like you normally do them to help you poop. You can do them for like medical reasons, to like clean things out, for like surgeries. Like there's a lot of reasons why people use enemas. And so they're basically putting coffee in their ass.
Don't know what a coffee enema is? Here's a clip just to give you some
context.
Fill a bucket with coffee. A hose attached to the bottom delivers the liquid to the lower intestine.
Put the nozzle into your rectum, hold it up in the air.
As they raise the bucket, 32 ounces of coffee fills their colon.
When the timer goes off, yeah, you want to make just a quick transition from floor to toilet seat as quickly as possible. It's going to come flying out of there like a torrent.
Her doctor said she was insane to try this, but she proved them wrong again and again. Not only did she live past the 4-month deadline, but her cancer was actually shrinking. Her alternative...
Bro, that's fucking disgusting. 32 ounces of coffee. Oh my god, I can't believe I just watched somebody fucking do that to themselves. 32 ounces of coffee. They shoved that shit up their ass and just let it drain. Bro, that's 2 water bottles.
And after being told by multiple doctors she couldn't have children, 2 years after her diagnosis, Belle miraculously gave birth to a healthy baby boy. But unfortunately, she named him Brandon. Either way, as the kids say, this was a common Belle W. Belle was basically proving everything we knew about medicine wrong. So it would be selfish not to share that with the entire world. So in 2012, she created an Instagram account to document her...
In 2012, she created a Discord community that only cost $65 a month to receive the secrets that she knew about life.
Her bio said it all. Game changer with brain cancer, plus a food obsession. Now, keep in mind that Instagram was still relatively new at this point, okay? It wasn't like the Instagram of today that's just full of hoes with Photoshop pictures trying to plug their OnlyFans. It was a more wholesome place. And her Instagram was basically a white woman's dream. Acai bowls, quinoa, avocado.
Damn, that looks pretty good. That looks fucking... That's too healthy. See, that's too healthy. That's a cross. That's an X. I would probably be able to eat this. Maybe a little less guac. I'm not really that big of a fan of guac.
Toast, and of course, plenty of selfies. It was like inspiration porn. Here's this beautiful, radiant young woman who was suffering from terminal brain cancer, and she's still living her best life.
Hello! Have you ever been injured in an accident? If so, Morgan & Morgan can fight to help you. Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm with over 100 office locations and over 800 lawyers. Morgan & Morgan has also recovered over $15 billion for their clients, showing they have a proven track record to get their clients full and fair compensation. Submitting a claim with Morgan & Morgan is so easy. It's more like using an app than hiring a lawyer. In 8 clicks or less, you can submit a claim without ever having to leave your couch. It's that easy! For more info, go to forthepeople.com/JoeB or dial #law into your cell phone. This is a paid advertisement. Thank you to Morgan & Morgan for sponsoring this video. Let's get back into it.
She said in an interview that the reason for her massive growth was because of her authenticity. I think too many people on social media overly edit themselves. Right from the start, I was very open and treated Instagram as my personal space. I really think it was that authenticity that people were attracted to. Now, obviously this quote is incredibly ironic. Either way, Belle realized that she had a cult-like following and decided to use that to her advantage. In early 2013, she started developing her very own smartphone app called The Whole Pantry. According to the app's description, The Whole Pantry is the new go-to place filled with continually updating library of resources, empowering information, lifestyle guides, and simple yet beautiful nourishing recipes. Man, it sounds...
It's about to be apples, fucking bananas, and yogurt. She's not even about to give a recipe to make anything.
But it was surprisingly good. In fact, it was so good that it got 200,000 downloads in its first month alone. and it was voted Best Food and Drink App of 2013. The app was so successful that it started getting attention from Silicon Valley. Just a few weeks after launching, Belle got an email from Apple. You know Apple, the company that releases the same phone every year, but we still buy it anyways.
Facts.
Well, Apple wanted to fly Belle out to California to work on a top secret project. And a week later, Belle was in a boardroom at Apple headquarters, meeting with some corporate bigwigs. And the meeting could not have gone better. The executives were absolutely blown away by her inspiring story and her bubbly personality. They loved her so much that they offered her a deal right on the spot. Apple wanted Belle's whole pantry app to be one of the default apps that came pre-installed on the Apple Watch, which was set to release the next year. This was huge. This was like a multi-million dollar deal. And Apple weren't the only ones offering her deals. Penguin Random House Publishing reached out to Belle to ask if she was interested.
The fuck is Penguin Random House Publishing?
But it also raised a lot of questions. Belle's story just wasn't adding up to some people. Also, if she was riddled with cancer, her immune system would be dog shit. And she was flying all over the world to exotic locations like Ethiopia, Bali, and Ohio with no issues. And then there's the simple fact that she just didn't look like somebody that was dying of cancer, alright? I'm not saying every cancer patient has to look like fucking Caillou. But apparently this disease was spreading to every corner of her body, and she still looked...
Yeah, you would look pretty bad, right? Like, if you have terminal brain cancer, you would be going downhill pretty fast. If she was given 2 months to live, you would start looking awful.
And lastly, nobody really knew anything about her. It's almost like this woman didn't exist prior to 2012. No hospital records, no social media, no leases in her name, nothing. She was like a ghost. The only info people had about her was whatever she gave in interviews. Because of all these unanswered questions, a lot of rumors started swirling around that Belle was exaggerating her illness, but nobody wanted to be that schmuck that accused the
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up. If you're like, I think you're faking your cancer. Because imagine you're wrong. You kind of have to silently look into that. No one can publicly be like, I think you don't have cancer. I think you're a fucking liar. And then you end up being wrong.
So, for the most part, the rumor stayed underground. But then people started to look into Belle's so-called philanthropy, and things were not as they seemed. You see, Belle couldn't go more than 2 seconds without talking about how much money she was giving away. On the 3rd page of her book, she wrote, "A large part of everything the company earns is now donated to charities and organizations that support global health and well-being, protect the environment, and provide education to those who otherwise would not have the opportunity." She also said in an interview that she donated at least $300,000 to cancer charities. So these 2 journalists did a huge investigation into Belle, and they contacted every charity that she claimed to have donated to. And every single one of them said the same thing. Belle Gibson? Never heard of her.
She fucking faked having cancer and faked giving money to charities. No. Oh my God. Bro, like, no moral guidelines. Like, zero.
And this was just the tip of the iceberg, because if she was lying about donating money to charity, what else was she lying about? Well, it turns out everything. After the story broke about her false philanthropy, it was like a dam had just burst. Belle's friends started turning on her one by one. News outlets all over Australia were all of a sudden getting tips from people in Belle's inner circle who said...
Yeah, because your friends would know. Like, you're whoever you're friends with right now, you just say you have cancer. All your friends know, okay, no the fuck they don't. Like, no the fuck they don't.
They were skeptical about the severity of her cancer. According to the Sydney Daily Herald, a group of Belle's friends staged an intervention for her and questioned her about her illness. I asked her when she got her diagnosis. She said she didn't know. I asked her who gave her diagnosis. She said Dr. Phil. I asked if Dr. Phil had a last name.
Dr. Phil the bald fuck? Dr. Phil the dude who talked to that, how about that girl?
I asked her where she saw Dr. Phil, and she said he came and picked her up from her house. Bro, is this broad serious? Dr. Phil? Really?
You're ugly. You're disgusting. I'm going to kill you. Give me $200.
Around this same time, a video was leaked of her getting media coaching from her publisher. They told her in an interview that she needed to, quote, get her story straight.
I think that you really need to get your story straight about the charities.
Yeah.
I think they're going to go there with that.
It's hard conversation.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many different elements to it. then I have to start being a scientist and start talking science about biology and electronics and frequency and...
Yeah, that was not a good look. In less than a week...
She had to get coaching to fucking talk about charity?
This bitch might actually be the most evil person on the planet. And once the hate train got rolling, it kept picking up more and more steam. Her ex-classmates and co-workers started calling into newspapers saying that Belle was always a pathological liar. One of her closest friends told a newspaper, quote, Gibson would present an all-natural persona online and then do things like eat McDonald's, drink alcohol, and take diet pills. Even her own mother exposed her. Remember at the beginning of this video how I said Belle cared for her disabled mother and autistic brother from a young age? Well, it turns out that was complete horseshit. This is what her mom told Australian Women's Weekly. What a load of rubbish. Her brother...
Nah! Bro, what a shitty daughter. Belle never cared for me. Her brother is not autistic, and she barely's done a minute's housework in her life.
Her brother is not autistic, and she's barely done a minute's housework in her life. I've practically worked myself into an early grave to give that girl everything she wanted in life. She also went on to say, I've never seen her cry in her life. I'm not even sure she's capable of empathy. And you know you...
Wow. When your mom says I've never seen her cry, not like a friend, like your own mother.
Mom comes out against you. And the lies didn't even stop there. Belle lied about her birthday for some reason. She publicly claimed to be born in 1988. Her mom provided a birth certificate which clearly showed she was born in 1991. This broad lies more than my ex-wife. As things continued to spiral, Belle went into full damage control mode. She started putting out statements, replying to people on Facebook, and even putting her Instagram private. But all these things just made her look like even more of a putz. Then, on May 18th, 2015, Belle sat down for an interview with Australian Women's Weekly, the same newspaper that interviewed her mom. And at one point, they straight up asked her, do you or have you ever had cancer? And she said, quote, no, none of it is true. But hold on, guys, it wasn't her fault, okay? You see, for years, Belle was being manipulated by a doctor who gaslit her into believing she had a brain tumor, when in fact, she was perfectly fine. So this whole time, she wasn't really lying. She was just the victim of a psychopathic physician, or at least that was her story.
She's saying, no, I never had cancer, but she's not owning up to it. She's saying, no, I didn't have cancer, my doctor lied.
Now, obviously, not a lot of people bought this because, let's be honest, it sounds like some Mickey Mouse bullshit.
It sounds dumb as shit.
But despite making herself look like a complete asshole, Belle thought it would be a good idea to do another interview, this time with 60 Minutes Australia. This was her last chance to salvage what little reputation she had left.
Right, you claimed, also in your book, that you underwent chemotherapy and radiotherapy for 2 months. True or false?
At the time...
True or false?
True, because at the time, I believed I was having radiotherapy.
So, false.
Yeah, this clip kind of sets the mood for the whole interview.
I believed I was having radiotherapy. I believed I was having chemotherapy. How do you not know? Like, what are you sitting there and they're just going, oh, this is chemotherapy. Wum.
And except you didn't have brain cancer.
No, I didn't.
No.
But when I was writing that, I thought that I did, and I was feeling well.
Yes, but even then you misrepresented what you thought was your truth, which was all a big lie. Anyway.
I'm really sorry.
At one point, the interviewer really pressed her on the doctor that convinced her she was sick.
She says in 2009, she met a man called Mark Johns, who told her he was an immunologist and neurologist, though no record of him exists. So he comes to your home and he does some tests on you?
Some random dude pulls up, just does some tests and say, yeah, you have terminal brain cancer. I would like a second opinion, please. I'm going to go to another doctor on that one. Some random fuck with no credibility pulls up and says, yeah, I'm going to test you for cancer. Oh, sure, come in. Yeah, you're going to die in 2 months. And then they dip. And then you never see them again. Or they come back and do chemotherapy on you, but you're not getting chemotherapy. She's gullible as hell? No, she's a fucking liar. She's not gullible. She didn't fall for something. She's just lying. Like, just like at that point, just be like, fuck.
What sort of tests?
A machine with lights on the front.
Like, that's so unbelievable.
And that machine was apparently German technology. There's two metal pads, one that goes below the chair and one that goes behind your back, and then that measures what I believe or remember to be frequencies.
And what were the results?
She's so nervous. She's so nervous. See, she's fucking breathing like that. Bro, like she doesn't have a story. She's making it up right now. Like, this isn't her telling her side, right? This isn't her telling her side. This is her making up a side. Why would she even agree to go on the show? Like, at that point, just say no. Like, I'm not, like, why did she say, yeah, I'm going to go on this show?
Oh, and it didn't stop there. They completely debunked her claim that she thought she had a brain tumor.
It was actually 2011, and a neurologist in a 40-minute face-to-face consultation tells Belle her brain scans are normal. That 40-minute consultation with the neurologist proves that even if Belle thought at one time she had a brain tumour, she definitely knew in 2011 that she didn't. That's 2 years before she sold her sob story to the world.
Her appearance on 60 Minutes...
Bro, did she not get, like, sued for this?
She walked out of that building wishing she actually did have cancer. That's how bad it was. In the days following the interview, her book would be taken out of circulation, Apple cut ties with her app was removed from the App Store completely, and she rightfully became the most hated woman in the world. And we gotta remember, not only did she scam people out of some money, I mean, plenty of other influencers do that too, but the difference between Belle Gibson and somebody like, let's say, Logan Paul, is that
Logan Paul doesn't fake having cancer.
She is directly and indirectly responsible for people's deaths. Think about how many people with cancer...
Yeah, they probably stopped treatment and just did what she did.
Oh, and that's not even to mention that she was also an outspoken anti-vaxxer who blamed her fake cancer on the HPV vaccine.
I don't understand it. Unique for the sub, SMK for the 300 bets. Damn, we have so many fucking videos left. Holy shit. All right, we're gonna have to fucking move on to this.